think so. There's a lot in there.
It is dense, isn't it? There's a lot of material in there today. And as we get into Romans, we're in the 3rd chapter of Romans. You may want to have your pen ready to just underline. Well, you may want to underline all 3 verses here, because I think this is the core of what he's saying. So we're starting today at verse 23, just to kind of tie in from last week. All right, let's try it out. We may not make it far before I say stop.
All right.
Okay.
For all have sinned and fall short of the glory of God, and are justified freely by his grace through the redemption that comes by Christ Jesus.
And what do we ask, Kate?
What does this mean?
What does this mean? Well, we've been looking at what does this mean with all these words up here. We're called, and that God is fair, but he has to deal with anger, and in fact, he's trying to, well, we had one word in there. How many have sinned? All have sinned. Yeah, everybody has sinned. Now, what I've been doing in another context is I've been sharing how there's some of us who may be in the wrong, and some of us who think we're in the right. Okay, and I've got 2 different cups. One is clear, and then I talk about how everybody has drunk worm water. Okay, all have sinned. And the wrong, you can tell, and Paul told us this in chapter 1, that they've drunk this worm water, and I asked, do you want me to drink this? And in fact, the people say, no, that's yucky, okay? But you can tell some people are just, they just have drunk the worm water, and they're going to die of it. But then there's some people who look very good on the outside, they're very right, but Paul says they too have drunk the worm water, and even though you can't see it on the outside, they still have drunk. All have sinned. All are short. So if everybody's drunk the worm water, who's going to have to save us?
Jesus.
Well, God is going to have to do the work. And that's where we come to our point. God is going to do the work in Jesus. So what does this mean? Well, this verses 23 and 24, and I'm going to ask if you would read verse 24 one more time.
Okay. And are justified freely by his grace through the redemption that came by Christ Jesus.
Okay, so it's freely going to have to happen from God through and there was a special word there. Redemption, yeah. God is the one who's going to have to bring the healing or redemption. Redemption is usually used of slavery. So here's what I'm going to do. It's going to happen through who? Jesus. Okay. Okay, you're going to have to say it nice and loud. Okay. It's going to happen through Jesus, yeah. Okay, because that's going to be our answer most of the time. Now, what I've got back here is I've got several answers that are going to come. Today, it's the redemption. Just like in the old Exodus story, they placed the blood of the lamb on the doorpost, that it would come through Jesus, and that this gift would be given and free. Let's go to the next verse.
Okay. God presented him as a sacrifice of atonement through faith in his blood. He did this to demonstrate his justice, because in his
forbearance just means his patience,
he had left the sin committed beforehand unpunished.
Yeah, so God is the one who's going to have to bring his fairness or his justice into the world. And again, he's going to have to do it through one agent. Who is that agent? Jesus is going to have to be that one, because we can't fix ourselves. But God is the one who's going to have to do it. So it says God is going to have to be fair and do it for just one person? For all people, for everybody. So we keep coming back to Jesus. What does this mean? Okay. Well, the third question that we have, okay, second question was, who can make the offering acceptable enough for God to receive it? And the answer is Jesus. Our third question is going to be, how does God, who can bring that future judgment, that judgment that comes in Jesus, who can bring it back to us? And finally, God is the one who's going to do it, and he does it through
Jesus.
All right, let's hear the answer as it's in verse 26.
He did it to demonstrate his justice at the present time, so as to be just and the one who justifies those who have faith in Jesus.
So, here we get it. Now, we've got all of this coming through Jesus, and particularly, when was the blood really shown? It was on the cross. Yeah, on the cross. With whom?
Jesus.
That's kind of the answer to every Sunday school question, isn't it? Who is the one that brings redemption to us?
Jesus.
And God has to do all of this work for us through Jesus. Now is going to come the question of how do we hold on to this? How do we get this judgment? God is bringing the judgment from the future to us right now in the present through Jesus. How do we get to hold on to it? Well, we're going to get to that in our next lesson, because it says we are able to hold on to this. We're able to cling to it. I'm not going to let you hold on to it just yet, because I think we have to wait for next week, okay? As all of this redemption, all of this forgiveness, and all of this judgment of peace comes together in